It is high.
Voicemails.
It is far.
Voicemails.
It is God.
Talkin' Yanks voicemail show with BBD and Jones.
Woo! It's been a while since we had a voicemail app, and we are here. I am here. Beebs is there. We've got Alex Grapp in the Grappler's Corner over there, never to be seen. Guys, how are you guys doing? We had a week off.
1 week off. Hope everyone enjoyed their holidays.
Yankees lost a bunch of more games.
Hope everyone enjoyed my birthday.
Happy birthday, Beebs.
Yeah, old now.
Is this coming out today or?
This comes out today.
Okay, so his birthday was yesterday. So in case you guys want to like send them a gift.
2 days. Monday, whatever day Monday was.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, we got out of that June, escaped it over 500. It's like, wow, that's the worst month that can happen. And they're 1-5, 1-6 in July.
Yeah.
So it's not been a great start. It sounds, the scouting report I got on the voicemails is that people aren't happy.
And
Pretty sad.
They shouldn't be. I don't like people that give up on their team like with this much time left. But I understand why people are upset. I have no problems with people being upset. You could be upset. The Yanks are not playing well, and they're frustrating to watch.
I'm upset.
They lost yesterday again, and Rodon getting mad. I can't take it anymore. I just can't.
Before we go to the first voicemail, I went home yesterday. It was like I walked into my apartment like right at 5, and I might have accidentally passed out for 2 hours. And I woke up and it was like 7:10, 6:50 start. First inning was over, and the game was over.
I
hated that. I hated that.
I did too.
So let's get to the first voicemail.
Let's get to the first voicemails, and then to the second voicemail, and then to the third.
Hey, boys. Name is Nick, calling during the third inning of Tuesday's game.
Ah, yes.
Do you think the Yankees are at the point where Judge needs to call like a players-only meeting? There's no fun being had. Verdugo's not barking. What's it going to take? Jake sucks.
I'm going to be honest. If they haven't called a meeting already to talk about something that we just don't know about, I think that's already a problem. I think that the Yankees peaks and valleys, and I had like this new video that I just put out today talking about the Yankees' glaring needs on my YouTube plug. Basically, like speaking about why are the Yankees peaks so high all the time and their valleys are so low all the time? Like, why do they let them go for so long?
Why do they never have a middling stretch?
Yeah, like there should be like a little middling
I know it's kind
stretch.
of a streaky game. Like that's nature of the beast.
Like, hey, if you lose 2 series and you win 2 series, that's okay. But why would you lose every series since Kansas City? Not that you're trying to, but
like mix one in.
Right. It's never just a quick.
It's
easy
never
situation.
mixed in. I'll be honest with you, the thought of a player only meeting just simply hadn't occurred to me. Like not, no. But if we heard today that they had one, I'd be like, yeah, it totally makes sense. Feels like a time to do that. I mean, Cashman and Hal are on this trip. They're clearly.
This is not a trip for Hal. He's home. Okay,
Hal's at home. I think they have like Tampa residences, but
this is crazy.
They're with the team right now. They're hopefully that feels to the players like an extra emphasis.
Dog? If I owned the Yankees, I'd be at every game.
At least the home games. I get, traveling's hard and 3-day trips and whatever. It can get weird, but like, regardless.
Travel doesn't get weird for a billionaire, Bob. You are the travel. The travel is made for you.
It's private flights that you're paying for. I don't know.
Sheesh.
They're there. There seems to be an extra emphasis. It did not seem to help yesterday, so I don't know. They gotta figure it out.
Just get it together, man. Like, come on, dogs. They should, bro. I hate to say, if George was, but he would be at the stadium he owns a lot, and be visible a lot. I don't really see the Yankees owner much, and then we see him at Tropicana Field, or we didn't see him, but he was named to be there, and it's like
Didn't show him, I don't think.
it would be cool if he would be around more. That's all.
There's a chance they call the players only meeting already, like this has happened,
Right.
And we just don't know about it. I would guess we'd have heard about it.
That's what I'm saying. If it hasn't happened, then what are we doing?
Somebody's got to tell someone something.
Right.
So I don't know. What's
yeah.
next?
Yeah.
Our next caller thinks they might just need a break.
Okay.
This is Michael Zeman from South Dakota, and my question to you is, how big do you think this All-Star break is for the team coming off this pretty horrendous stretch?
It's big time. Listen, right now, one of the glaring things from the Yankees is their record against the AL East, which is now 13-17. They have 2 more against the Rays, which is tonight and tomorrow. Then they have 3 against the Orioles to finish off. Then when they come back, they have 4 against Tampa, if I remember.
I believe they get the Rays again. Yeah.
They got 4 against Tampa, which is a weird Monday last day, Talking Yanks record day. Right? And then there's then after that you face, who comes after them?
Monday.
After that.
Then they have Mets. Then Boston,
2 for Mets.
Philly.
Yes, 2 Mets, and then off, and then Red Sox. And then Phillies to end off the month. It's not an easy month for the rest of the month.
Oh, there's some breaks potentially in August.
Yes.
And a good mix in September, but
What does that mean when you're getting swept by
But-
the Reds?
like, let's survive till then at least.
At least.
God forbid we go on an actual winning streak. Hopefully the All-Star break, we can play these last 5 games out, feel good, most of the guys get a few days off, not judging Soto. But the other guys, and they're refreshed, re-energized. 'Cause it's pretty important they get like a decent win streak off,
Yes.
especially against these division games. Obviously, new schedule, less opportunities to personally give your division rivals a loss, and it's a competitive division. You already have lost the lead there. In theory, if they can win all, if they win every game against the Orioles the rest of the way, they can still get that tiebreaker. Obviously, it's an uphill battle. They put themselves in a hole there, but like, I'd love to give that a push.
Yes.
Not to mention just in general giving them losses and getting some wins. They need to win games against whoever they're playing.
People came at me because I put out, the Yankees record against the AL East. They got to beat the AL East and all of that stuff. And some people were saying, they can still make the playoffs without beating or having a winning record against the AL East. The thing is that your record against the AL East, when you face these teams, it counts as it's a 2-game swing. It's either you go up 1 and they go down 1, or vice versa. And it's like, it's a 2-game swing every time. That's why each game I feel like is worth 2.
Yeah, and yes, they can make the playoffs. Like, they will make the playoffs even if they don't get these AL
I want to be
East.
able to know I can beat my division getting into the playoffs. Chances are you're probably going to see these people there.
But you can, and I think will still make the playoffs without that. Yes, but you're gonna have to face one of them at some point, probably in the playoffs. You're making it a lot harder on yourself once you get there. You're making it a lot harder on yourself as far as keeping home field advantage over them. You're not exactly inspiring confidence among yourselves, having difficulty against these teams you're supposed to get to play a lot.
Yeah.
And it makes them just not scared of you at all. And why would any of them be scared of the Yankees?
Why
right
would
now?
that's a great question, Beeps. Why would any of them be scared?
Like Toronto's been the most disappointing team in the division. They have the worst vibes in the division.
They're not scared of the Yankees.
I don't think they're actually scared of the Yankees. That's the team that, off the top of my head, we have the best record against in division. So I don't think what they feel is fear.
You know
on
who's
any
scared of the
level.
Yankees? The Central. and that's it.
Central hates the Yankees,
Central hates the Yankees.
which is nice. It's nice. Get those wins too.
Yeah, those wins count too. But yeah.
5-5 against.
What else we got? I
Toronto.
want to get enough, as many people venting as possible. I would love to see that.
Yes.
Well, yeah, you guys just mentioned fear.
Okay.
Our next caller has one big fear.
Fear cuts deeper than swords.
What does the Yankees record have to be at the deadline for them to be sellers? You know, keeping in mind Soto's 1 year on the team. Let me know what you think. Thanks.
They ain't selling.
I mean, come on. You want
They
them
didn't
to,
sell
do
last
you,
year.
You want them to be sellers? I mean, I don't. For the Yankees to be sellers, you need to understand something, okay? The Yankees right now are 55-38 as of the time that we're recording this.
Mm-hmm.
For the Yankees to be sellers at the deadline, I don't think that there is a record that would get them there.
No, they're.
We're talking about the end of this month, right? That's the deadline?
Yeah, I don't think
There's no way.
I don't think there's a record possible that would do it when you have judges. You have what's hard to figure out.
Theoretically, right? How many games do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17 games, right? Let's say they went 0-17, which with what we've been seeing is kind of possible, but let's just say that they go 0-17.
0-17 would, off the top of my head, I think gets them to 500. And that's
They're 55. They would be 55-55. Why would a 500 team sell?
In the-
Yes, they just went
in-
0-17. I get it.
in this playoff structure, in this economy. You're not a straight up seller at 500, and they aren't close to 500.
I just don't. Right.
If they're 500 the rest of the month, which would be a bad month, they're still like double digit games above 500. Like they're firmly in the playoffs still. They're 3.5 games up on the final spot. They're 5.5 games up on the first team out of a playoff spot, being Kansas City. Like you're even like worst case scenario, they would still be in the playoff mix.
There's no reason that the Yankees should sell at the deadline. If the Yankees sell at the deadline with Soto in their last year, then what are we doing?
Then like they sold the team.
Like, then that means Cashman quit. Like,
Yeah.
no, he actually quit. Not that he quit on the team. No, he actually like said I quit. Like, and then that's why you're like, oh, okay, let's all sell it, everything, and then Judge will be mad.
Yeah, Judge will be pretty mad.
There's no way. And you wouldn't. Why would you want that? I don't know why you would want that.
I feel like I get that some version of that question tweeted at me pretty regularly. And it's just like, one, why waste your time even thinking about it? Because it's just not going to happen. And two, there's no reason to, from where you are right now.
Right.
Why would you want that?
Why would you?
Why would you put it in your brain?
Yankees lost. And that's a thing that would remind you if the Yankees lose 17 straight games again. It's kind of possible, but if the Yankees lose 17 straight games, they would be 500. Which I don't know many other teams that have that luxury. Which I hope that we don't have to exercise that. Once again, I want to make sure I say that. But yeah, that's weird.
They, as bad as things have been, as many blowout losses as there's been, I think they took a few blowout wins too. Those balance out. Best run differential in the AL, New York Yankees.
Yeah.
Run differential's not everything.
The Yankees are not.
No one stat is everything.
Right. No one stat is everything.
Wins are kind of everything. Team wins.
Wins are important, and wins are important.
They're a little bit
Wins are
everything.
important. Wins are very important.
You are what your record says you are in a lot of ways.
Correct.
The Yankees are third best record in the AL.
That is true. Those
No need to think about selling. They have the pillars
the
in place.
Yankees need to buy at the deadline. Like that that would be a tremendous slap in the face to the fans if you sold.
The 1 year you're guaranteed Soto and Verdugo.
And if I'm Soto, if they don't trade Soto, let's just say they sold and don't trade Soto, or if they sold and they traded Soto, then and they try to sign him later on, I'd be like, bro, you guys like sold a team that could have. We just didn't have Giancarlo. Like
We missed Giancarlo for a month. Like Giancarlo's supposed to be back in a week and a half, whatever exactly it's going to be. Like,
Deeves, there's an argument to be said that a lot of these issues coincide with Giancarlo going down. I think Verdugo started getting less pitches to hit because he doesn't have Giancarlo behind him.
It got worse when Giancarlo left. The slide started before, but
I think a lot, run production from that middle to bottom part of the lineup went away completely. I think that Garrett Cole rounding into, being in spring training, basically in the regular season, is an issue or was an issue. It's going to be fine now going forward and after the All-Star break.
Even that Red Sox start was like, I thought he looked good. He got dinked and dunked a little like crazy early, and then
but that was actually an encouraging start. If you looked at it, you were like, okay, I like that.
Like watching that, there was more positives to take, and not in like the way that like annoys people.
Yes.
Where like they got shelled the first inning and held on. Like no, like Cole was actually just like pretty good that whole start. Just a lot of pitches.
Luis Gil, we thought he was tired and he was done. They said
Getting scared.
They said that it was more of a arm slot or release kind of thing. And you know what? Last game, it looks like that may have been true. We'll got to see the next start.
The like by the numbers arm slot, like he was back up where he's supposed to be. The perceived vertical whatever drop was back to the numbers in April, May. So he'll showed he can correct some mechanical stuff and
Rodon is just the only one I have no answer for. I honestly have no answer for. I have no idea what. And that's just home and road splits are weird, and that's Jekyll and Hyde situation. I don't know what's going on there, but Rodon is like the weirdest enigma. I don't know what's happening. Where 4 starts literally erased 10.
It's crazy. I forget if I've said this verbatim on this show. I've said it around the office and a little in Talkin, Yanks, Wake and Jake, all that. But the rotation as a whole was certainly due for some regression.
Yeah.
But all of it happening
at the same
all
time
at once for all of them is crazy. Rodon, yesterday start sucked. But the last 2 in general, like I can live with those 2. That 3 start run.
He got 19 homers given up, right?
19, and they like half of those are right now. 8 are in the last 4 starts. Those
I think he has a 1 like higher than a 1 OPS against.
1.1 OPS against in his last 5 starts. He had a 2.93 ERA a month ago, June 10th.
That's what I'm saying.
After the June 10th game, he had a 2.93. He's up to a 4.63.
That was the last series we won.
It is.
That was Kansas City. That was the last
Kansas
series
City.
we won. And from that point, so is all of this kind of like this house of cards like just falling down as soon as Rodon started struggling? I'm not throwing this all on him. No, I'm just saying.
But he was like being like the Rodon we were promised,
right?
When he was through his first 14 starts of the year, almost like half the season. He was like looking like, okay, that first year was crazy, but from then on, he's been awesome. He's been the guy we thought we were paying for. And these last 5 starts happen: Boston, Atlanta, Toronto, Cincy, Tampa. Like some good, some bad mixed in there opponent wise. I can't just point to like, those are the 5 best offense. It's like Atlanta's good, but they weren't feeling amazing coming into that series.
Correct.
Boston, they're a weird team. They play with a lot of piss and vinegar. I like that for them. But like true talent level, like that's not a like scary. Like that shouldn't be one that we're like that's an insurmountable team. But they've kicked our ass all year. They got Rodon on June 15th. So they need him to go. They need Stroman. He's sneaky. Like really needs a good start.
Yeah,
he's been kind of just bad for 6 starts now. Like he's not. Let me go back.
We're not absolving the lineup either.
The lineup, it speaks for itself, but pitching is a topic, and I believe in the pitching as a whole, which is why it's being talked about this way. But we're Stroman, who starts tonight, his last 6 starts is a 5.74 ERA, 31 innings pitched, 20 runs. He's giving up 7 homers. That's not Marcus Stroman.
He's supposed to keep the ball on the ground.
And he has his career low ground ball rates. He's giving up more homers than usual. And if you look at the game log in that 6-start stretch, and he isn't getting, Rodon's the bad starts stick out. There's a 10 earned run in there that are obviously going to mess up the numbers. Not one of these starts really sticks out. It's that's the bad one that's messing all of this up. In fact, there's one good one in these last 6 that's saving them a little bit.
Correct.
He has a 4.25 earned, then he had a 5.2 shut. 5 innings, 4 earned, 6.23 earned, that one's okay. 4.33 earned, 5 innings, 5 earned last time out. We'll see what happens today. But he's on a run of he's just been bad for almost a month and a half now. He needs a good start. Supposed to be a stabilizer in this rotation. I've mostly liked what you've given us in general. My vibes going into his starts, I don't feel awful or anything, but we might be there soon if his 1 or 2 starts before the break, we don't get a good start in there, because we need him to be a stabilizer if no one else is going to be.
Let's get it, please.
It's a lot of problems. Yeah. It's a lot of problems.
I know you said we have to be buyers at the deadline. Do you guys want to go into some deadline talk?
Sure.
It's July.
Rip them.
Hey, Talking Yanks. The Yankees are 6-16 in the last 22 games. If you had 3 moves at the deadline, what moves are you guys making? Thank you, and go Yankees.
Well, I mean, I feel like we talked about Tanner Scott a bunch of times. That would be...
He's a natural fit.
That would be cool. I like Kopech. Only reason is just because I know he can be a strikeout guy, and I feel like Matt Blake could probably unlock something extra in him, and he's got that velo. Somebody actually commented, what's this guy's name? Ben Joyce?
Oh, the Angels guy?
I thought he was on Oakland. Or he might be.
Miller's Oakland, Ben Joyce is Angels.
Yes, you're right. And the other guy from the Angels as well,
Estevez.
Estevez, yes.
Yeah, I would assume he's going to be available.
Right. So, those guys for the pen would work. I would do great, I think.
Yeah. Ben Joyce is young, and I think he's kind of part of what the Angels want to keep around. I would be
right.
He's probably not available, but Estevez.
Ben Joyce throws gas, though. He throws 102.
Yeah.
But they're going to keep him.
I think they aren't ready to do that yet.
Right. The offensive side, you know who we want. We want Ryan McMahon. But
Ryan McMahon is the most perfect fit on the market.
Most perfect. I just looked at his baseball savant.
He's got. I've been doing a degree of deeper dives on him, but he is the most perfect fit out there that we know for sure is available. So don't get me wrong, I'm in.
He's available, you say?
If he's available.
No, you just said he's available.
If you heard me say he's available.
So he's available? If
he
he's available.
He hits the ball hard, lefty.
He does.
Really good defense, has experience playing first and second base if you need that. I think you'd be kind of wasting him a little bit, and we have the whole third base. But for future considerations, under contract, not expensive. But obviously the Rockies do like him.
He does strike out.
Those are the things that, okay, is he a perfect player? No, nobody is.
But he would be an upgrade.
He would be an upgrade over what they have, which is nothing. As far as future considerations at third base, there's not a third baseman of the future lined up ready to take over. DJ hasn't given us anything yet that it's the obvious spot we're trying to upgrade right now. But
I'm scared to
the holes in Ryan McMahon's game are he strikes out too much and he's slow.
Yes.
Which
doesn't help.
Kind of just makes him fit in.
Just makes him a better DJ.
But
DJ
he has power and plays a great third base is cost controlled. So he is the most perfect fit that is presumed to have a chance to move. There could be guys we haven't gotten to think about. Renifo, I like as a target, but he's hurt right now, and
He's got that
and he does
wrist inflammation, right?
Yes, and there is just like a degree of like feels like a guy who like is playing above his head right now.
Yeah,
but it's been
there's a feeling
it's been
there.
a year.
It feels like a regression might come.
It's been his numbers like since last year All-Star break are like awesome. So it's more than just this year he put it together. But he's on the list. But that's kind of what's.
What do you think about Donovan Solano?
I like Donovan Solano, but I don't. But I think
what
the
is he on, San
Padres
Diego?
like him.
I mean, what are the Padres doing?
I think they're in the playoffs right now.
Yeah,
I think wild card.
He doesn't have
they're
much in the way of
wild card
power, but he's a bat and he does play.
He
third.
hits. He can play first
He
and
hits.
third. I like him. I wanted him when he was just out there.
Right. Let us know.
It's pop first lefties. Comment guys would be like
We're looking with you guys too.
that like as a community we haven't really thought enough about yet because it does.
Anybody on the Cubs?
There's not that many like obvious infield guys. Cubs, like I'm sure you could get Patrick Wisdom.
Nico Horner. I don't know.
I think Horner they have locked up. They have what about Cubbies. Like Michael Bush, I think they're not going to trade him yet. Like this is his first real go of it. Is there a world where they're open to trading Belly? I guess, but I don't know if that's a contract situation the Yankees want to inherit while they're probably trying to re-sign Soto this year.
They would have signed Bellinger.
They would have signed Bellinger if they wanted to sign him to that contract. But sure, maybe. Like, are the Cubs interested in parting with Morel? Maybe. They could get something nice for him. I hadn't thought about him as a trade target yet, and I don't know how possible it is.
The catcher?
Cubs fan listening to this. Christopher Morel, mostly third base, but messes around in the outfield too. He's a little bit positionless, but he can fake it anywhere.
He's got some good baseball savant numbers. Actually,
Yeah, hits a lot of homers.
15 homers.
And he's just fun. Batting 199 this year.
Doesn't really field well at third base, though.
No, he can kind of
Great
fake
arm.
it anywhere.
Has a great arm at third, but doesn't really. Walk rate is pretty good. K rate, whiff rate.
His season numbers don't look pretty, but I feel like he has a flair for the moment, which isn't a great way
Yeah,
to
he's batting 199.
make trades.
He actually should be doing. I'm looking at these numbers. He should be doing better than what his numbers are. Wow, what's going on here?
Yeah. I got to do like a deeper dive on him personally, just figure out what that's about. Because I like him. I enjoy, when I catch a Cubs game, he sticks out, and I just like what I see. But the numbers are bad. He's walking a lot.
We would love a left-hander, but at this point, I'll take whatever.
Yeah,
They can produce.
Like a righty is not a no-go.
Anybody on Detroit? They're probably 100% sellers.
It feels like they're trending towards selling.
Don't comment Javi Baez.
Not Javi, not Gio, unfortunately. Vierling, I think they're keeping.
Tampa might sell. Isak?
I've thought a lot about Tampa.
You like Paredes?
Paredes, Yandy Diaz.
I mean, but would the Rays give that up to the Yanks? I don't know.
But one thing important to remember is that the Rays are weird.
They are weird.
They could be in first place right now, and they'd maybe trade one of them.
But if it's the Yankees, they ask for a name. The Yankees are like, I don't know. The Yankees are like, it's like a deep prospect that nobody even knows, and they're like, I don't know. You guys like him?
Cashman's kind of done trades of substance with everybody in the division somewhat recently, like Verdugo last offseason, J Happ with the Jays, Britton.
I'm just thinking about
going
teams
back
that
a
are
little
selling too, like.
But Paredes would be awesome. If he's
awesome.
available to the Yankees, right? Third baseman with Pop.
Much.
He's 25.
Yes.
He has a lot of years left. It would be a big trade.
That would be a crazy trade.
I'm curious what the package would have to be.
National.
Looks like he got a first base.
The only
game
other
in
teams that
recently.
you guys could probably look at, probably Nationals.
Nationals,
Oakland.
it sounds like are trending towards selling. They have a lot of bullpen targets.
Yeah. Miami. And Angels. Is Toronto selling? They might.
They might.
San Francisco?
In division's obviously hard.
Very hard. San Francisco? I don't know.
Have you guys had any or heard any of the rumors stirring about Jazz Chisholm? I don't know if that would be a fit anywhere.
I see people tweet about Jazz Chisholm.
I'm interested, but I don't know if the Yankees are willing to bring. You know what? Maybe the Yankees need a freaking. Maybe the Yankees need some kind of more attitude on the team, but Stroman's there too already, and I don't know. Well,
That's a little that's high risk, high reward.
Yeah.
They think about Jazz also like defensively. His best year was the year he got to like fully play second. Like I think that's probably his long-term home. And like after this year, maybe he'll make his way back there. But even then, even with the experience he has, like moving, if the Yankees traded for him, they'd be moving him back to second probably immediately.
Yes.
And like I don't, that's hard to make adjustment to make in year. Like I don't know if that's going to be worth it. And he's a guy who's having a good year this year, but in general, like his numbers have.
When you're trying to
be better,
when you're trying to trade, it feels like the league shrinks. Like there's like less people. Like it's like what the hell? Where's all the trade
all the
targets?
guys? But I get why people are attracted to the Jazz situation. But
we're closing up on the trade deadline.
3 weeks from
they gotta
yesterday?
push it back. Not this year, but I'm just saying in the future, it cannot. You cannot
If
have
under this structure. You need to at least go to like mid-August. Or
yeah,
something.
you need
even
to
2
do
more
At
weeks,
least 2 more weeks or something like. But
or bring back the waiver deadline. That was one fun just when it happened, but it made baseball felt like they felt like that system was silly, which I do get, but like it's more necessary now.
Giancarlo placed on waivers. It's like whoa,
they might trade him.
And nobody picked.
I love the waiver deadline.
Justin Verlander got through one.
He was a waiver deadline. They got McCutchen. He was waiver deadline.
I like the waiver.
Like you'd get like big trades during that period.
Yeah,
it was like it was a kind of a second chance situation.
Yeah, very true. And some other teams declare because I didn't one team buy and then they ended up selling during waivers. I forgot what team it was. Whatever.
Like Angels would have had a second life last year.
Yes,
been able to get like more than just the salary relief.
Might have been the Angels.
All those
by
guys.
the way.
Last year they bought at the deadline. Everything immediately fell apart, and they would have really wished they had the waiver deadline.
Yeah.
Instead they had to just kind of waive everybody and hope somebody would claim guys for the salary relief. But it's that might be like the answer to help the trade deadline just feel better again. Because right now the current structure, too many teams think they're still in it to like actually sell.
It's like it feels like I'm sure people are talking, but there's no like usually there's like some rumors around now.
Yeah, you usually get like some concrete rumor by this point. You usually will get like I think maybe if the deadline stays where it is, like the future is like more mid-season, like the Montgomery for Bader trades, like 2 MLB guy for MLB guy situations where it's like contenders, like their needs match up. Yeah, which those trades are fun, like those count, but we don't get that many of those these days. Like it's kind of fallen by the wayside. I don't know. The trade deadline feels at a bad time though. Yeah. For this structure. Move it back a couple weeks, bring back the waiver deadline, something.
Indeed.
All right. Next one.
Hey guys, hope you all are having a good day. So obviously we're not doing good right now. There was obviously discussion in the last couple of years about potentially bad analytics leading to questionable personnel decisions. Just wondering why that's kind of gotten lost in all the discussion. I feel like that has something to do with what we're experiencing right now. Just want to see if you guys have any opinions on that.
Okay.
Thanks.
Personnel decisions? Well, I mean, I feel like I talked about personnel decisions before, but the players also got to kind of do it. I mean, DJ was signed, and when he was signed, everybody wanted him to be signed.
Yeah.
And he was signed. And it was looked at as a good contract at the time. Giancarlo is, I mean, the only time he's not good and not productive, except for last year, is when he's not playing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like this year, he's been good. For the most part, with the exception of last year, he's been good.
22, it was a good start to the year. After the injury, he never really found his footing again. But
the bullpen could be a place that we could look at and kind of like tilt your head a little bit. Like why didn't we do more for the bullpen? You know,
the bullpen is where my mind went when we heard the question.
Right.
They obviously and Matt Blake deserves credit for a lot of what he's built, particularly out in the bullpen. But it feels like it's gone slightly too far in that they're now like relying on Matt Blake's ability to like find, create.
It's like,
create contributors out of nowhere.
You could do that maybe 1 or 2 guys, like 4.
Yeah, leaving
5?
room for like, there's room for a guy to step up that's like a Matt Blake project. The Yankees, to an extent, I get correcting from what they did for a while, which they had a long period of times of like consistently having like big money relievers on the books, and I get not wanting to do as much of that, but getting rid of it completely. You're the Yankees. That's the advantage you have. Is you can pay relievers.
Yeah, they went totally the other way.
That's supposed to be the advantage you have, and then like sure you supplement the rest of the bullpen with cheap guys that you kind of found for nothing.
Mind you, to their credit, Loaizaga did go down again, and that's not something, and that has been something that's been a strikeout arm that the Yankees have not been able to replace.
The plan was to have him as a strikeout arm. Canely was out for the first month plus of the year. He's he got hit in the Red Sox series, but in general of late he's rounded into form and is striking guys out again. So cool. Figuring out Weaver and Talkin, awesome. Like those are big wins by Matt Blake. They could have
Cousins looked good yesterday.
Reliever. Yeah. Cousins, he looked good that game. I think in one of the Reds games or something. I remember another game where I was like, oh, his stuff looks good. Say maybe that is one, but there was room when building this roster to start the year to like have more relievers you trust. Like we said, it's not like something we didn't think about in the offseason.
Want to bring back D-Rob?
I'd love to bring back D-Rob.
Yeah,
he would be close to a perfect fit on
become
field.
a crazy hired gun now. He's like gone to so many different teams.
He's awesome. His baseball reference is pretty cool.
Yeah.
They he strikes guys out. 13.5 Ks per 9, 38 innings this year.
Mm-hmm.
You would not find me upset about D-Rob coming back. I still don't understand what the playoff shares thing was a couple years ago. That was weird. It was weird. I don't know why that got put on him. Like 25 guys come together to make the playoff shares decisions or whatever the exact number is. I don't know how the story became that was D-Rob's call.
Yeah.
Big voice in that locker room, sure, but maybe he was leading the way. But there's also a lot of bodies out that were here last time, so maybe whatever weird lingering feelings that were there maybe are gone, and him coming back is on the table. That could be cool. I love that.
He's effective.
Very effective. Closing experience, eighth inning experience, can go whenever you want. No platoon splits, strikes guys out.
And
he would be awesome.
He's a guy that's used to coming in the middle of innings. He's the old school fireman that would come in the middle of innings with 2 runners on, and he could be able to strand them.
10th on the Rangers in WAR out of the bullpen.
Are the Rangers selling? I think they're starting to get hot again, right? I don't think that. Jake told me that he thinks that they're playing with house money because they won last year and they got All-Star game this year, and it's like
they might move like the guys like D-Rob who are like expiring,
right?
I think,
but they're not like selling like
no, it's not like
Simeon.
No, it's not like Nate Lowe is available.
Low.
Nathaniel Lowe. But like the D-Robs and Yates, who are both having great years, both are former Yankees. They very well might be available.
Okay.
But it does seem like they're hot at the moment, so maybe they are getting back into it. I don't have them as a major seller, but they've won 5 in a row.
Okay. All right.
They have interesting arms, though, if that comes to it.
All right. Well, any final well wishes for the listeners that you guys want to throw out there?
Next week we're at the All-Star.
We'll be at All-Star. We might record the day after we get back from All-Star. Probably that Thursday.
I gotta. We'll keep you
We'll
guys
see.
updated.
Or we'll find a window to record while we're out there. But there'll be an episode next week. It's trade deadline that time of year. So like almost extra. Like let's lean in. I'm open to leaning into like it's trades episode.
Oh yeah.
Like one of these next couple of weeks. Like especially if it's a guy I haven't thought of yet.
I'm with that. I'm with that.
Like call in about a trade guy.
I know we got
Comment.
some of the voicemails that we didn't get to. The people trying to like, what was it, like Red Sox fans and stuff?
Oh no, we weren't gonna play those.
I mean, I'm down to play them. I don't really care, but like, go ahead and leave them. You know what I mean? But like, you know, it is what it is. Just make sure you can take it as soon as we turn stuff around. All right, just want to make sure
Make the moves we need. Happy to hear it.
Yes.
Anyway, we'll be back next week, either later in the week or maybe it'll just be normal time. 908-845-5792. Cosmo, whatever question with the team you've got, hypotheticals. Definitely next couple of weeks, happy to lean into some trade fodder and talks. So
like and subscribe.
Subscribe. We like and subscribe to you. Show by you for you.
Indeed.
Hit is high.
Voicemails.
Hit is far.
Voicemails.
Hit is gone.
Talkin' Yanks voicemail show.